Okay, so this is how I see it when it comes to humanity, right? There will never be any peace here because it's too much blood that has been shed here, first and foremost. Secondly, we're just living right now to reserve our spot in the spiritual realm. That's all we're doing. Why? Because what you're doing here on earth, you're going to continue in the spiritual realm. No lie about that, right? There's no, oh, I'm going to be bad here, I'm going to do the wrong things here, and then get there, and I'm just this magical, different person. No, you're not. You're the same person. If you're causing havoc here, you're going to do the same thing there, right? Next, when it comes to this conversation of spiritual psychosis, hello, the whole world is under a spiritual psychosis. Humanity was engineered to have a spiritual psychosis. The whole point of spirituality is to ground yourself, connect with your ancestors, and this is why family is such a huge thing when it comes to bloodlines, right? Making sure that you are actually in the correct order so that way you're able to be spiritually grounded, to be able to face head on what's happening here on earth, right? But when you have people who are listening to the wrong individuals, they're following the wrong group of people, they're being socially engineered to do all of the wrong things, you're going to have a lot of fuck up. And that's what's happening right now. We're in the midst of it right now. And it hasn't just gotten like this, it has always been like this. Right? Think about it. When you have families who like to try to overthrow other families, I would say more so family members. Say if you was born into a family and you guys are powerful, okay, whatever. It could be spiritually or it could be physically, meaning you have a lot of spiritually, you have a lot of witches, warlocks, sorcerers in your bloodline. Physically, you have a lot of wealth, money, power, blah, blah, blah. You may have people who want to overthrow each other within that same bloodline. Why is that? Because you have people who is born outside of that bloodline, people who have unwanted DNA. I've spoken about this before. People who are doing witchcraft on each other within their own bloodlines. All of this, it plays a part. This is where you get your mental health issues. This is where you get your cancers, your diseases. Why? Because other people is throwing magic. Other people are believing things that they shouldn't be believing, things that are harmful, things that are hurting themselves and other people. It's all wrapped in one. There's nothing separate. So when I talk about psychology and spirituality, excuse me, it's the same thing. You just got one hand in the back, one in the front. Psychology explains this, the physicality. Spirituality explains the shadow, what's happening in the background. That's all. Same thing when it comes to education. There's a lot of representation when it comes to education, different sources of education, who really did what, who really didn't do what, blah, blah, blah. And in reality, education has everything to do with what you're learning within your culture, what you're learning within your spirituality. When it comes to you studying yourself, that's also education. It's all in one. And so I've really been thinking about this for a while, when it comes to understanding society. And as we continue, look, as we continue, whatever the fuck, it's all a numbers game. It's all a numbers game. That's all it is. You know, you have a group of people over here, a group of people over there, dot, 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 whatever. And it's like, okay, in my mind, I'm like, how do I fit out? Not in, out. What's going on? You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to this the power dynamics, the power that be, and all of this other shit, it's like, okay, it's the quote unquote winners and losers game. Who are the winners? Who are the losers? And like I've said before, I consider myself as a lesser. A lesser is a person who can be a part of any type of group, however, chooses to be outside of all groups. Right? You might sprinkle a little bit of information here and there, a little bit of wisdom, blah, blah, blah. But after that, you're like, okay, peace, I'm out. I'm not here to stay. I'm passing through. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So as far as the world is concerned, you're going to see more engineering, through social media, through quote unquote families of people and cults, because that's what it really is. And it's going to be up to you to really understand how your brain works, who you are as a person, and what you're choosing to live by right now. And I don't care if you have to make up a character. I don't care if you have to go inside of yourself and say, okay, let me choose one of my personalities for today. Whatever you need to do to survive. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you don't want to just survive, though, I would say, because I love to be creative, magical, have fun. You need to create from a space where it can continue life. And what I mean by that is, what is your life force? What are the things you're passionate about? Because everything else is really going to shit. I mean, so, I mean, think about it. You're here, you're living. Um, if you guys hear something in the back, that's my cat. Why not make the best of it? The best you can with what you have, with what you can gain, with who you know, with who you are, you know? So, I don't take life for granted. I think it's a really beautiful sequence to living. However, does your environment reflect that? Who you are as a person, does it reflect that? The people in your life, does it reflect that? What you live by, what you believe, what you teach. Because we're all teachers, we're all philosophers, whether you on the wrong side of history or not. Okay? It doesn't matter. Why? Because everybody has a platform, everybody have influence. I don't care who you are, large, small, doesn't matter. Everybody has influence over something. So it's like, are you making that valuable? Does it have any principles behind it? And I'm not even just talking in terms of morality. I would hope if you do have children, though, that you are living a productive way, because that can fall back on your children, just saying. And for those who don't, you will reap, right? What we always say, if you don't get it in the wash, you will get it in the rinse. And that's some old hoodoo teaching right there. Okay? So, and I would definitely say magical people gain a backbone. If you're a magical person, you need to have a backbone. You need to be able to fight. And I'm not talking about fighting other people. I'm talking about fighting against what you know that is not right. It could be on a small, large, whatever. So, that's all.